Have you ever paused in the middle of a busy day and asked yourself, am I truly happy? Not just satisfied, not just comfortable, but deeply, meaningfully happy? In a world obsessed with chasing success, accumulating wealth, and collecting followers, the idea of happiness has become strangely elusive. But philosophers, both ancient and modern, have pondered happiness for centuries, offering insights that go far beyond what money or pleasure can buy. Today we dive into the philosophy of happiness, a journey across time, thought, and self, to understand what happiness really means. Let's begin with a simple question. What is happiness? To some it's pleasure. To others it's peace. To many it's just a temporary feeling that comes and goes like weather. But philosophers have tried to give it a deeper meaning. The ancient Greeks gave us two powerful concepts, Eudaimonia and Eudaimonia. Eudaimonia is the pursuit of pleasure, the good meal, the joyful laughter, the thrill of success. Eudaimonia, on the other hand, is more complex. It means living in accordance with your highest self, living with purpose, virtue, and meaning. According to Aristotle, happiness isn't a fleeting emotion. It's the highest good, the ultimate end toward which all our actions aim. But here's the catch. It doesn't come from external things. It comes from cultivating the soul. Let's fast forward to modern life. We're surrounded by promises of happiness. Ads tell us what to buy. Apps promise instant pleasure. Social media gives us hits of dopamine. Yet anxiety, depression, and emptiness are more common than ever. Why? Because chasing happiness often backfires. This is what psychologists call the hedonic treadmill. We chase one goal after another, thinking the next one will finally make us happy. But once we reach it, the satisfaction fades, and a new desire takes its place. The philosopher Alan Watts once said, "The more we pursue happiness, the more it eludes us." Because happiness is not a thing to be caught. It's a byproduct of living rightly, of being present, of letting go. Let's talk about the Stoics. To the Stoics, like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, true happiness comes from within. They taught that external events are beyond our control, but our response to them is not. If you tie your happiness to things outside yourself, money, reputation, success, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. But if you cultivate virtue, wisdom, and self-discipline, happiness becomes unshakable. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, wrote in his private journal, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." The Stoics didn't reject emotion. They just believed that inner peace came from mastering desire and expectation. To them, happiness is freedom. Freedom from being ruled by fear, greed, or external events. Now let's cross over to the East. Buddhism offers a profound perspective. Life is suffering, not because life is bad, but because we crave, cling, and resist. We want what we don't have. We fear losing what we do have. And so we suffer. But the Buddha taught that freedom from suffering, nirvana, is possible. By letting go of attachment, of ego, of the illusion of a permanent self. True happiness in Buddhism is not pleasure. It's equanimity, a calm, steady mind untouched by the ups and downs of life. Imagine being at peace not because everything is perfect, but because you're no longer enslaved by desire. Isn't that a deeper form of happiness? But what if the universe doesn't care about happiness? What if life has no inherent meaning? That's the question existentialists ask. Jean-Paul Sartre, Albert Camus, and Friedrich Nietzsche faced the terrifying idea that life may be absurd. But instead of falling into despair, they challenged us to create our own meaning, to live authentically, to choose our path, to say yes to life, even with all its pain and chaos. Camus writes about Sisyphus, doomed to roll a boulder up a hill for eternity. But instead of seeing it as a curse, Camus says, we must imagine Sisyphus happy. Why? Because in choosing to continue, even in absurdity, Sisyphus becomes free. Happiness then becomes an act of defiance, a flame we kindle within ourselves, not something handed to us. In recent decades, positive psychology has brought ancient wisdom into the scientific age. Researchers like Martin Seligman have shown that happiness isn't just luck, something we can build through gratitude, mindfulness, purpose-driven living, and deep relationships. Studies show that people who focus on what they can give, rather than what they can get, tend to be happier. In other words, happiness is not about constant pleasure. It's about growth, connection, and meaning. Here's the hard truth. There's no one-size-fits-all definition of happiness. For some, it may come from service. For others, from creativity, love, or deep self-reflection. But philosophy offers this timeless truth. Happiness is not out there. It is found in how we live, moment by moment. It's in the alignment between your values and your actions, in the freedom of not needing more, in the courage to be who you truly are. So next time you ask yourself, am I happy? Don't rush to answer. Instead ask, am I living truthfully? Am I growing in wisdom? Am I choosing meaning even when it's hard? Because happiness is not a destination. It's a practice, a philosophy, a quiet revolution within your soul. Thanks for watching. If this stirred something within you, take a deep breath and carry this question with you. What kind of life leads to real happiness, and am I living it?